It was plain to see that outside New Orleans, fornication was still in its infancy. However, I had no time for these distractions. My business was with the Madame, and as soon as I was ushered upstairs into her private apartment, I knew I was home. She was nearing 50, a stately, buxom piece who must have been a rare beauty and was still handsome, running to fat, but well laced up in a green velvet gown which looked as though it must burst asunder at any moment. She was painted and powdered and jewelled like a May-Day cuddy, with an ostrich plume in her red-dyed hair and a big peacock fan which she used to disclose her fine bust and shoulders. It was this, and the quizzy gleam in her eye as she sized me up and down, that convinced me I need look no farther. Here was one who fancied flashy, no error. The fact that she appeared to have been at the bottle already that evening may have helped. She swayed a mite too much as she walked, even for a retired strumpet. She was all affability, and to my astonishment, when she invited me to take a seat and state my requirements, her voice was purest Bow Bells. "Honoured to have a gentleman of the nobility calling at our little establishment," says she, simpering and pressing my hand warmly. "How may we be of service, pray?" Well, thinks I, if I can't charm this one flat on her back, I've lost my way with women. It took me exactly 3/4 of an hour by her fine grandfather clock, which I thought quite smart work on first acquaintance. 10 minutes disposed of my mythical sister, of whom my plump hostess had naturally never heard, although she expressed touching dismay. "Why, the wicked villain! And oh, your poor mamma!" Another 10 were spent in idle gossip, after which she suggested some refreshment, and I sipped a very reasonable Moselle, while she fluttered her eyelids and shoved her tits at me. After half an hour we were quite intimate, and I was murmuring in her ear and tweaking her bottom while she giggled and called me a great sauce. With 40 minutes gone, I was unbuttoning her dress at the back. I have uncanny skill at this, and in a trice I had her standing in her corset. Before she could turn round, I'd impaled her, and was subsiding into a chair with her on my lap. She gave one protesting squeal of, "Oh, law," and then lay back against me. God, what a weight she was. I thought my thigh bones would crack, but I bulled away for all I was worth, and the baggage revelled in it, plunging and writhing until I thought we must go over, chair and all. The clock chimed the 3/4, I remember, just as we finished. This broke the ice splendidly, of course, and to cut a longish and damned tiring story short, I didn't spend only the night at Mrs Susie Wiilinck's establishment, but the best part of a week. Avitabile was absolutely right, you see. If you manage to get round a madame, you're made. But I must say in honesty that I doubt if many madames are as susceptible as Susie was. She proved to be one of those rare creatures who are even jollier and nicer and randier than they look. Give her a man who was handsome and impudent and made her laugh and was a good mount, and she would do anything for him. So it followed naturally that she took to me from the start.